Hi, my name is Gaurav. I'm a data analyst by profession. I work in the food service industry. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would rate Visio as 3. Before, I was using Microsoft Paint and PowerPoint to meet my visualization needs. What I found with those software were they were great for presentations, but not as great for visualizations because they didn't have the more robust features of drawing different flowcharts, different shapes and sizes, and I was struggling with the lack of those features, and therefore I decided that those two products are not good enough for me and I should switch to another item. The reason I chose Visio for my visualization needs is because Visio had all the robust features to draw different shapes like rectangle, square, triangle. And I wanted to use those shapes in creating flowcharts for my team's workflow. And also I needed a tool which was very intuitive to use. And Visio is pretty intuitive. I can easily find where the features are. I can drag and drop to create those different shapes and plug it into a flowchart. And therefore, I think Visio fits my needs at the cost I pay for. And hence, I chose Visio for my flowchart visualization requirements. The most important factor that came into play when using Visio was integrating it into our marketing team and their functions. And I found Visio was super easy to integrate into our existing processes. The reason was that I usually work on a day-to-day basis with my marketing team where we run various digital marketing campaigns. And in order for me to determine the workflow of those campaigns, like for example, if I'm setting up a marketing journey campaign, which involves 5 steps, where first step could be trying to determine what triggers the campaign, and then determining the targeting of the campaign, and then finally determining how we will measure the success of the campaign. So those different steps need to be designed into a workflow, and we were able to quickly integrate Visio into our existing marketing campaign planning process by simply installing the Visio tool and giving some quick best practice tips to our team. And we could do the collaboration by me asking the specialist questions on what their steps were and then designing those steps into the process using Visio. And therefore, I think the integration of Visio into our existing processes was very simple. We could customize it quickly because the tool was intuitive, and also it had good documentation on how to use it. My recommendation for other teams who are planning to use Visio would be, number one, use it as a flowcharting tool, not for all your creative needs. It can't really replace those creative tools like Photoshop because it's just meant to do basic flowcharts. So step number one is make sure your expectations on visualizations are not very high. Recommendation number two would be use it primarily to create basic flowcharts for your team's workflows. And recommendation number three would be make sure you are aware of the user interface because it has a lot of cool features that you might miss out on if you don't understand the user interface very well. So spend some time understanding the user interface, which feature can be located where are shapes, where are the drag and drop features, where are the connecting the different boxes of the flowchart features, etc., before you start using the tool to create your workflows.